Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in Sacramento. He's back. John Moorlach, member of the California State Senate, representing significant portions of Orange County, which arguably has some of the best roads in the state, but also some of the most congested roads in the state. Talk to me about how the roads are faring in beautiful Orange County.
Brad, we made a decision a couple decades ago to tax ourselves. So we are a self-help county.
Right.
There's about 20 of them. And we said we'll pay another 0.5% sales tax to fix our roads. And the ballot measure said, here are the specific projects. And so those projects were not only addressed, but they were taken care of. But we even had a little extra money, and we actually fixed what we call the Garden Grove Freeway, Highway 22. So we really made quite an impact. You know, when you're driving through Orange County from San Diego to LA.
The roads change. When
They
you
change.
cross the line, the roads change, right?
You know when you've hit LA County.
Right.
And so when it came back up in 2006 for renewal, because it had expired,
Right.
it passed again. So we as a conservative
Two-thirds.
county,
Two-thirds, right.
passed a 2/3 vote tax on ourselves because it delivered. Now we added lanes. We're still adding lanes.
Right.
We're enjoying prosperity. We're only 800 square miles. We have
Right.
more than 3 million people.
Right. Bigger than
so
some
we're
states.
More than we have a population greater than 20 states.
Right.
But they're all in 800 square miles, and a lot of that is Santa Ana Mountains, open
course.
Cleveland National Forest. So it is a little dense. We're like the second densest county after San Francisco, but we made some conscientious decisions. So we have 38 counties that didn't do that.
Right, and we can talk about that because there's no doubt that what we're seeing is a lot of counties becoming frustrated with Sacramento because we're in special session on transportation. Nothing's happened, and as a result, we have counties putting their own self-help measures on their ballots. Ventura County's putting one on, San Luis Obispo County's looking to put one on, LA County's looking to extend its self-help provision. Am I to presume you support or you're a fan of self-help?
Yes.
Right. Why?
I think.
And that says a lot, that John Moorlach's a fan of self-help in the transportation context.
Thanks for interrupting me.
Of course. Continue, please.
I wasn't at first, so thank you for saying that. I really resent tax increases from Sacramento and Washington, D.C. But I am more apt to tax myself if I can see where that money's going. A school bond measure where I can actually see the buildings being built and the kids benefiting, a road, being built where I can see that. And I know it has a limited time frame, and if you're not delivering, then we don't renew it, right? But in Sacramento, D.C., their solution to everything is a tax increase.
And that's why self-help seems to have been so successful, because within the initiative that's presented to the county voters, the lists of projects are very clear.
Yeah.
And like you said, you can go back and say, we said we're going to do ABC, we did. But when you think about the fact that in addition to the money that the voters tax themselves, you get matching funds from Sacramento, from DC, if you are a self-help county. So that's another net advantage, no?
I don't have the details on that one. So great
Right.
question. Can I support that statement?
As I understand
I don't know.
As I understand
But when you say, okay, now let's tax from Sacramento to help the 38 counties, why shouldn't 20 counties be a little resentful and say, wait a second, we've already been doing it ourselves. What has taken you so long? Because we've known for at least 40 years that this state has not made highway transportation improvements a priority. And it started with a governor named Jerry Brown. And so we haven't been doing the infrastructure. So Orange County builds toll roads to go through South County. So Orange County does self-help. And we generate in Orange County, which is where my district is, we generate the second highest personal income tax of all the 58 counties. No one's going to beat LA, right? Because
Right.
they have a population that's more than 3 times ours.
Right.
But we are producing an incredible amount of money, and we're taking care of ourselves, and now we're seeing money.
So let's talk about toll roads, because like you said, Orange County has been very effective in the use of toll roads. It seems to have been a project that has been well received by its residents, and it is, in the truest sense, a user tax. And so when we look at funding transportation projects, there's the suggestion that we really should adopt a strict user tax model. Could be a gas tax. We have that now. Should we increase the gas tax? We can talk about that. Toll roads. I mean, what better user fee do you have than you pay as you go? So where do we go with this question of our need to fund repairs, like you said, and have that money come through Sacramento?
I've kind of gone a step backwards.
Go.
And said, okay, for the last 14 years, California has spent about $10.5 billion a year on roads. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been kind of level when you look at the budgets, stack them side by side. Then you look at the revenues that have been coming from gas tax. They'll tell you now it's flat because we have electric cars and we have, fuel efficient cars. But the history over the 14 years shows that it's been going up, which means that the state has been taking our gas taxes and taking their skin out of the game. Whatever they did with the Delta has gone somewhere else, probably to pay for pension plans. But the state has created a transportation problem by diverting funds. And now it comes crying poor boy.
But let's for argument's sake say that the state has mismanaged, the state has wasted transportation funds, has diverted transportation funds. For argument's sake, let's say that. But does that mean then that we should just say, oh, the state blew it, so we're going to ignore the problem and just let our roads further deteriorate?
You're very fatalistic.
Very fatalistic. But
we tried that argument in 1995 in Orange County. We said, hey, our county went and filed Chapter 9 bankruptcy. We lost $1.7 billion.
You were in the middle of that, right.
And we need the taxpayers to have another sales tax increase to cover this crater. And the taxpayers said, are you nuts? Are you nuts?
Right.
Fix yourself first and then come to us. Show to us that you can deliver a product. Because Measure M, the self-help, was renewed because we kept the promises. But if you're incompetent, then you're making taxpayers enablers. So we're just giving you more money to make more mistakes.
Is there a way then to create a formula?
And thank you for letting me get a little animated, Brad.
Is there a way, always, John, Senator, is there a way though to create a formula where there is the accountability of self-help provisions that the counties have with a revenue stream? Because I hear you, believe me, I'm a taxpayer like you are. You know, waste, abuse, it's maddening.
Yeah.
But the potholes are also maddening.
That's right.
And it costs you and I money to get our broken windows repaired.
So we have the highest gas tax in the United States. Throw in cap and trade, we are the highest per capita. And you look at our roads, we're the worst. I always tell the truth, Brad. I'm an elected official.
Yeah, of course you are. No, but honestly.
So how do you explain to your taxpayers, hey, we're already paying the highest, and we got the worst. So what's wrong?
But it doesn't have to be a gas
Why don't
tax.
we analyze what's happening at Caltrans? And so we've got 3,500 employees too many, according to the Legislative Analyst Office.
I get your emails.
In May of 2014. What's been done in the last 2 years to address that one report? Nothing. Then we get a report that says that we have one engineer that spent 55 days golfing during state time. What's been done? Have you seen any report that says we made the following management changes? Then we get a report just 2 months ago that says that they had a model they spent $250,000 on to tell them which roads to really work on based on traffic flows and all kinds of technical numbers. And they told the legislature from 2009 on that they were using it when they never did. So we've got management that is recalcitrant, they're obstructionist, they're bloated.
So what should we do?
We should make some significant changes at Caltrans to show the taxpayers that both sides of this equation is serious. You know, we've always said at the federal level, if you're going to raise taxes, then you should reduce expenses as well. Right. You should be doing something. And Sacramento has to be sincere. They can't just cry poor boy because Sacramento got us in this shape, not the taxpayers.
His name is John Moorlach. He is a member of the California State Senate. I'm Brad Pomerance in Sacramento, local edition.